VC, welcome back. This is Hub Tunes. I'm Mike. Gonna do a little Sunday vinyl finds for the week and wrap things up. Couple things. First of all, thank you to everyone out there in the VC. You guys were absolutely amazing this week. I got a bunch of subscriptions and views. I'm more about the views, to be honest. Subs help too, especially at the beginning, but you guys, thank you. I'm overwhelmed, actually. It was a very good week. Big shout out to Josh at JC Flipside for your mention in your video. Got great viewers, and thank you for everyone. Beautiful day in Chicago today. So this Sunday Vinyl Finds is happening a little later in the afternoon. Spent a few hours on the beer garden. We hit 65 today, and it was just really nice to get out of the house and fully vaccinated, sitting on a beer garden outside, enjoying some good beer and some great food and good friends that I haven't seen for what seems like ages. So very grateful this week between you guys and the VC helping support my channel and being able to just be with friends. It's awesome. It's awesome. There's definitely a light at the end of this tunnel. And anyway, we'll move on to more important things like records. I had a good week this week. I didn't buy any MoFis and spend way too much money. So this week's Vinyl Finds is going to be a little cheaper, but I did find some great stuff. Just did a little bit on eBay, and then I traveled down into Lakeview, which is down by Wrigley Field. Hit a couple of shops, Dave's Record Shop and Reckless Records. Did that, found a few good things, and then up to my guy in Evanston, Tim at Squeezebox. So let's get started, get this done. I was super excited. I walked into Squeezebox today, or on Friday I walked in, and one of my favorite bands, I did not know that they had a new album coming out, and that is a band called Tindersticks. They are out of the UK. Don't know how many people are familiar with them. They've been around probably since 91, 92. They took a little break. The lead singer went solo for a while. He's back, and they make a lot of music. They do a lot of soundtracks. They're really out there. They definitely produce a lot of music, especially in the last couple of years. This is their new album. This is Distractions. They are hard to describe. I hear them compared to the National. I understand the comparison because the vocals are very similar to Matt's from the National. That deep voice, deep vocals, definitely there. I won't say the instruments, the musical side is as good as the National. Those guys are awesome. The National are brilliant musicians. These guys are good. Don't get me wrong. I think they're more minimal. Just they kind of have an ethereal, minimalist feel to them. They fit perfectly in with his vocals. Sometimes he does a little, I don't want to say spoken word because that's going to be like, ooh, spoken word. It's not Ken Nordine. But sometimes he does get more like he's speaking poetry. But there are some upside. There are some high energy tunes, not super high energy, but really cool band. If you guys don't know them, check them out. If you like music that makes you feel like you're floating, you probably like this band. This is the new album. It feels like an EP almost because it came on this blue vinyl, which is fine. it kind of has a feel of an EP because there's only 7 songs, but 3 of the songs are over 6 minutes long, so you're getting a full album. I mean, it's definitely not an EP. Yeah, check them out. They're hard to describe, as you can tell. I'm kind of struggling with how to describe them. Really cool band, Tindersticks. Check them out and let me know what you think. And if you have heard of them, please leave comments. Let's have a discussion about them because I absolutely adore them. I think they are really cool. And they, like I said, they've been around since like 90, I think 92 when their first album came out. So yeah, Tindersticks, check them out. That's their new album, Distractions. Then I picked up, I was down in Lakeview and I picked this up at Reckless Records. This is the East Side Kids, Tiger and the Lamb. I had heard this album talked about. I don't know where. I read something, or maybe it was even on the VC. I'm going to stop promising to give people on the VC credit for turning me onto music because I'm not taking notes and it's becoming way too difficult. So maybe it was somebody on the VC. I don't know. I mean, I have so many forums that I'm in daily looking for stuff. I don't need to explain this. You guys know what that's like. But the East Side Kids, it's pretty cool. This was a blind buy. I'd never heard them. I looked for them on streaming services. They're not on there. This is from maybe 72. It's on the UNI label. Pretty cool. The vinyl is spotless, absolutely spotless. I mean, it sounds really, really nice. Grab the readers. Yeah, I don't see a date on here, but I believe it's 72. They are very, I want to say they're psych, maybe psych garage. I struggle with genres. I don't know what's what anymore. My guess would be this. I hear a lot of psych in them, but they're not like a full-blown psych band. Combination psych garage is what I would just give you my best bet. But yeah, they are pretty cool. I've only spun it once, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna it's definitely a keeper. Yeah. So yeah, East Side Kids, the Tiger and the Lamb. If you guys know any more about this band, please put something in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and maybe something else I could pick up on them. I'm grooving to it. I like I said, I've only probably once listened to it all the way through. So really cool band. Interesting stuff. Then I went. Then I got online, which is never a good thing. I buy some stuff from the In Groove in Phoenix from Mike, and I bought an album that I had in my college years on CD that I could not get out of my CD player for months and months, and that is Hooker in Heat. This is Johnny Lee Hooker with one of the great American blues southern rock bands of all time, Canned Heat. This is the Pure Pleasure just released this, which is absolutely fantastic. The sound on this is terrific. I think Pure Pleasure doesn't get enough credit in the audiophile world. They're doing some really nice releases. But yeah, this is Hooker and Heat. Absolutely terrific. I was really excited to see this released because, like I said, I played this CD forever in my dorm. Terrific pressing. And I also, for you guys who follow Mike and the In Groove, I paid for this with a credit card. I did not use my PayPal account because it was being turned down through PayPal because apparently you can't buy hookers with PayPal. So use your credit card if you're buying Hooker and Heat. Do not use PayPal. While I was on the website for the In Groove. I also picked up Stan Getz, Captain Marvel. I was limited knowledge of this album. I don't know. Honestly, if I hadn't heard good things about it, I probably would have just passed it by for years and years. It's called Captain Marvel. I don't know. I probably would have just walked on by. This is a good pickup. This is a terrific album. It's 1972, so it's a little fusiony, but not full-blown fusion. You still get some good. Stan Getz is absolutely brilliant, but it's not. I wouldn't. You kind of get that '70s vibe of it, but it's not like, you know, you're not. It's not like Al Di Meola kind of hard fusion. You still get a little bop to it, but it's got some. It's terrific. I'll find the lineup here. Of course, you got Stanley Clarke, Chick Corea, Arito, and that's, that's it. Stan Getz, Captain Marvel. This is also a Pure Pleasure release. Pretty cool. They're doing some really, really nice stuff. I hope people, I know the Tone Poets and, you know, Analog Productions, and they get all the pub, but these guys are doing some really solid stuff. Them and Sam Records. I highly recommend all of them. I should probably just leave these on, right? Next up was a online find. I picked up, I think we're pretty much doing jazz the rest of the way. Yeah, we're doing jazz the rest of the way, so, you know, if you want to turn it off, it's going to be jazz. Art Blakey, Night at Birdland. This is... I went to the mailbox. I came inside. I opened it up. I went right to the record player. This is... it's speechless. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is volume 1. There's a volume 2, which is now on my search list. You know, Blue Note, absolutely gorgeous pressing. Clifford Brown, Lou Donaldson, Horace Silver, Curly Russell, who I don't know a lot about, and Art Blakey on drums. This is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Oh, this is volume 1 and volume 2 on one. Okay, I gotta do some research. It says it's volume 1 and volume 2, but the front says volume 1, but then the back cover says volume 1, volume 2. Should have looked at that before I made a video. We'll check into that, but I'm pretty sure this is just volume 1. But absolutely stunning. I'm not sure why they would list. This is volume 1, but they do have volume 1 and volume 2 listed. But great. I mean, if you're an Art Blakey fan, if you're a Horace Silver fan, he stands out on this. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Recommend that one. This I picked up, I have not listened to yet. This is Boss Tenors, Gene Ammons and Sonny Stitt. Pretty cool. I have not listened to it. I think it's recorded live in Chicago, because it says from Chicago right in here. 1961. So we're going to be checking this out probably later this evening. Blues Up and Down, Counterclockwise, No Greater Love. The one before this, and Autumn Leaves. It's a promo copy, apparently. This was a nice find. It wasn't very expensive. Got a little, somebody put their name up there. Oh, it's recorded in Chicago. Doesn't say it's live. Yeah. This is fantastic. I can't wait to throw this on. Cool stuff. Then next one this is a shout out to Nick Rudo or Mazzy. I think Mazzy even showed this a couple of weeks ago. I also missed this. I think Nick showed it, but I missed this. This is this was a record store day release, and it's a day in the life inspirations of Pepper. I'm not sure how I missed this, but I saw Mazzy show it the other day, and I'm like I said, I think Nick showed it also. So thank you guys. Somehow I missed it also. This is really cool. First of all, great artwork on the cover. Get that closer without the glare. Really cool artwork. And then, so it's basically more modern day artists interpreting Sgt. Pepper. It's just, is it upside? Yeah. And it's got a cool back cover too. And it's on, guys, it's on Impulse. Anyone else get this? Because I totally missed out on it. It's got a nice back cover too. No glare in there. Really cool. It's interesting. I like it. It's gonna take a few spins, to be fair. But it's got people like Antonio Sanchez does a couple of songs. Mary Halverson, who is an absolutely terrific guitarist. I don't know how many people are. She's pretty popular. What I'm gathering. I don't know too much about her, but I've heard several of her albums, and she's a really good guitarist. And then Micaiah McCraven, who I adore. He's a Chicago-based drummer. Seen him live a couple of times. He's absolutely terrific, and he does, I think, just one song on here. Yeah, he does one song. And then Brandy Younger, who is really, really cool. She does Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, which I really, really liked. It's going to take, I got to spin it a couple more times, but from first impression, this is really cool. And somehow I missed this on Record Store Day. I don't remember which drop it came out, but yeah, really, really cool. And I think it was $19, and it's on Impulse. Really pleased to find that, and thank you, Mazzy and Nick, for that turn on. I picked up one more of these because if you guys saw my video a couple of weeks ago, no, it might have been last week, I've been picking up a few of these Black Jazz reissues. I kind of avoided them the first few times I was in stores because I wasn't sure about them. I didn't know what was kind of in my wheelhouse, and I had heard good things about all of them. But then I kind of heard some reviews of more specifics, and I got a little list of what really kind of appeals to me. And this was one of the ones that was on my list. It's called The Awakening, Hear, Sense, and Feel. It's another really, really good release. These things are great. If you guys can get these, I highly recommend picking them up. This is, let's get the list of the players here. Ken Chaney on piano, Frank Gordon on trumpet and flugelhorn, Richard Brown on tenor sax, Arlington Davis on drums, Steve Galloway on trombone, Reggie Willis on bass. Reggie Willis is on a lot of these releases. He seems to be a mainstay in this whole Black Jazz reissue. Yeah, and that, I mean, it's really interesting. I'm really digging these. You guys check these out. I think I've picked up 3 or 4 of them now, and every single one is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I highly recommend picking these up. This was, I'll show you the label. It's a great label. I love the Black Jazz label. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, if you guys see those in your local shops, I pick these up at my local store just down the street, and I think they're $24, $25, but they are absolutely worth it. Now I haven't picked up, like I said, I picked up 4. I think I've picked up 4, and there's a lot of them out there. I've at least seen 10, probably reissues, 8 to 10, and I haven't picked up every one. I know some of them have vocals, some of them are all instrumental. So maybe do some research before you grab them, just to make sure it's, you know, kind of in your wheelhouse. But everything I've picked up is really terrific. I'm very pleased. And then my last one for today I was talking to Carlos from As the Vinyl Turns on. He was making some comments on Friday, and we were kind of going back and forth about a few things. And he said, you got to check out Eddie Lockjaw. And Eddie Lockjaw is an artist that has been on my want list, that, you know, my want list that's like this long. Always on my list. I don't search him out. Probably should have. But so we were going back and forth about Eddie Lockjaw, and he's like, you got to pick him up. He's a big fan. I'll link Carlos's channel. I'll link that down below because he's a great guy for jazz. He's got a great knowledge of it, and he's always picking up really, really cool stuff. Much cooler shit than I'm picking up. But anyway, so about a half hour after we were kind of messaging on in the comments, I was heading to my local store, and I picked up, for a very reasonable price, Eddie Lockjaw Davis, the Cookbook. They had this for, I think it was $15. Look at all that writing. It is, I mean, when I saw the lineup, I was like, I mean, I don't know all that much about Eddie Lockjaw. I know he's terrific. I mean, he's a legend. But I don't, this is probably the first, I'm pretty sure this is the first album I've bought of his. He may be on a couple of things that I have. I'm not sure. But this lineup, Eddie Lockjaw Davis with Shirley Scott, Jerome Richardson, George Duvier, and Arthur Edgehill. I mean, Shirley Scott, right? Absolutely terrific album. And then I messaged Carlos afterwards, and I said, hey, I just picked up some Eddie Lockjaw. And he's like, what'd you get? And I said, the Cookbook. And he's like, perfect place to start. So I'm very pleased with this. Needless to say, now Eddie is definitely on the search out list. I have two lists: stuff you want and stuff to search out. Twisted, very, very twisted. But yeah, really, really cool album. Highly recommend getting this. And this is a pretty, the cover's a little beat up, but the vinyl is in absolutely perfect condition. Sounds amazing. And that's it. I feel like it was a short week compared to last Sunday, where I was mo-fying all over you guys. Yeah, that's about it. Nice week. Weather's starting to change, and we're getting healthier. So thank you guys very much again for subscribing. And as always, questions, comments, and snide remarks in the comment section. You guys have a great week. I will be making a few videos this week. I know I mentioned I'm going to do a room tour, but you know, I can't do that if the room's a mess. So I'm going to clean it up and then get a little tour so you guys can see what's behind you. And that's about it. You guys have a great week. Stay healthy, stay safe. Love ya.